where, the motel or whatever it is, you're not really in your own, you're not, motel bed bugs, anybody? Hey, we're back, and we're back in the studio, and we're back on our schedule. We weren't on last week, Andy. We were high and dry. We were out of here. We were Van Voosed with no forewarning. I was just swooped up and abducted. Yeah. I see it's cooler here this last weekend. We had a beautiful day on Sunday, mowing lawns on Saturday and not getting too overheated. But of course, forecasts for the later in the week in Great Falls, they're looking at hundreds again? Are you serious? Are you serious? Hundreds again? I brought it back with me. Sorry. We're not seeing as many fires here in Montana, which is a godsend, I think. California is burning up, and the South, Mississippi and areas down there, they are flooding. People die, dogs die. Flooding is just so disastrous. It's just been such a, weird weather summer. The coast to coast, we got orange from coast to coast, except for the South, which they're all flooding. So it's a weird phenomena. Speaking of weird phenomena, while I was off, I got a lot of Facebook and Instagram, Twitter time, sitting on the phone, doing this, doing that, waiting. I've noticed the newest trend, phenomena, thing on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, people that are actually, brace yourselves, they're actually getting offended and calling memes fake news. Now, I have a little alert for you people that are that thick in the head that do this. Memes are developed to put words into characters' mouths that they would not normally say. Or a meme would be something that they are known for saying. Like, sizzle and oh for sure. Okay? I've seen those memes. A little Snoop action Monday. A little Snoop. But for them to say that if you post a religious meme or a political meme and you got Barack or Donald or George Sr., Jr., Bill, whatever, Carter saying something, Abraham Lincoln. I see a lot of Abraham Lincoln memes talking about the theater and phone calls. It's not fake news, you guys. Quit arguing about memes. I mean, you're getting butthurt over a meme. Yeah, but she wouldn't say that. Yeah, that's ding, ding, ding. Hello? That's the whole fucking point of a meme. Quit getting butthurt over everything, making everything political. My God, man. You're all talking about Mar-A-Lago, student loans, search warrants. We need a civil war. Yeah, right. You need a civil war. You need to be civil. But you don't need a civil war. It's not going to be like on television, on the 80s and 90s TV with, Parker Stevenson and Christy Alley on the North and South, and they all have pressed clean. You're going to have anarchy. Yeah, we need anarchy. We need a change. Well, forget going to Walmart, sending your kids to school. You've been paying attention to Ukraine, Syria, Iraq, Iran, any country that's been in a civil war. It's always women, children, and dogs that die first. And then, of course, neighbors start shooting neighbors because of their religious beliefs, their political beliefs. Do y'all really want that? Chop, 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 chop. I'm offended by memes. I'm going to start a civil war. Get real, dude. Do that. If someone posts a meme, either laugh or go play. Don't tell me on my feed or anybody else's feed when they post a meme that it's fake news. You look like an ignoramus. Of course it's fake news. That's why they call it a meme. But in the news, man, we were gone and news. There's news. So let's just start with it. Two big issues going on while I was gone last week. Let's start with it. Student loans have been sort of forgiven. They haven't been forgiven. Only $10,000 has been given. All of that stuff, okay? So, first of all, I remember that Biden made this a campaign promise, okay? The student loans was a campaign promise. So, for everyone to be surprised, oh, I'm surprised. I was having brunch, and all of a sudden, Biden let all the freeloaders and loans. Like I said, I don't agree with it. But it was a campaign promise, so it wasn't like we didn't know. Now, bailouts, and that's what it is, student loan bailout. At my age, okay, I've kind of grown accustomed to bailouts. Just bear with me for a minute. At my age, I'm used to it, okay? Now, as people who know, pay attention, you know, I'm from the greater state of Michigan. I'm from the Detroit area, Wayne County and Oakland County, Michigan. I was raised there. I have family there. I have connections there. It's not the Detroit that I grew up in, born there in 56, grew up in the 60s. It's not the same Detroit. However, let me bring a bailout in. In 1980, they had the Chrysler bailout, billions of dollars. Do you remember that? I didn't like that either. Well, I sort of did because I was from Detroit. But then in 2002, we had another bailout for General Motors. And then, of course, the Obama administration stepped in, did another auto industry bailout during his first term, and then Trump, in his first term, took credit for it, which Obama did. And that's here nor there, but that's 3 freaking bailouts just in my hometown. Savings and loan bailout in 1989. Do you all remember that? Yeah. Okay. The airlines have been bailed out first in 2001 and then most recently again because of the pandemic. Let's not forget the mother of all bailouts, the mother of them all. That was, in case you don't remember, let me refresh your mind, and that was in 2008 and 2009. Look up that administration. Started with Bear Stearns, went to Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Citigroup, J.P. Morgan, Chase, Wells Fargo, and anybody else who decided to call themselves a bank. Okay? So, you got that. Most recently, can you say PPP loans? Not everybody took advantage of that program. But some of the people who are complaining about the student loan forgiveness program are forgetting that they took advantage of the PPL or PPPL program. Also, all right, the student loans are set up like this. Here's how a student loan is set up. You want to borrow $100 from Pipewrench, okay? So, all right, you want to borrow $100. So I'm going to give you $100 with the interest of $100 a week. So by the end of the month, you owe me $500. You can't pay me. You're like, goddamn, Pipe, I needed $100. Now I owe you $100. Now I owe you $500. So I tell you, look, I'll forgive the interest. You still owe me the $100. Did it cost me any money at all? No. You paid me the $100. I'm still out the $100. That's how student loans work. Is the interest on a student loan is compounded every time it's sold, every month, sometimes on weeks. So if it's sold to Fannie Mae on Monday, it's compounded on the 1st, and then it's sold again to Wells Fargo on the 15th, it's compounded, and of course it's compounded again on the 1st of the next month. So that's compounded 3 times. A $60,000 loan will have approximately $386,000. Where did I find this amazing fact? I looked up my student loan. $68,000 principal, $90,000 in interest. If you read the bailout and stop screaming about it on the internet and pointing and fingers and saying, oh my God, I'm paying everybody's student loans in their school off. No, you're fucking not. The bailout affects the interest, not the principal. Okay? So, I still owe $68,000 in loan. But instead of having $390,000 interest, now I have $380,000 interest. So my monthly payment has gone from $9,000.05 to $9,000.02. The loans cover the interest, not the principal. Why are y'all going crazy about student loans anyway? I don't hear anybody going crazy about PPPL loans, about the loans that happen in the area. You know why you're going crazy? Because they're damn students, and you can pick on them and feel good about it. Kind of like the homeless. Same thing. I didn't see anybody helping, but I sure have seen a lot of picking. So go ahead and pick on me. My $68,000 student loan is still $68,000. Not a penny of it is going to be picked up by you. The interest, instead of $390,000, is $380,000. And guess what? Interest, it wasn't any money anyway. Nobody's out of it. You're not going to pay on my interest. Read the damn bill. Jeez. I don't like it. Let me get that straight. It's just another bailout. The banks are on the hook. The schools are on the hook. So we're going to have to end up at bailing out the banks yet again, be the 3rd time in my lifetime, or the schools, which would be the 2nd time in my lifetime. So if you're going to get mad about bailouts, get mad about them all. We've had 3 in Detroit. Get mad at me for that. I'm from Detroit. So, you got the loans now. You're not paying a dime. Not a penny. It's interest that is being forgiven. The loans are now in limbo with the banks, and the schools are going to get it. Like, bing, ding, ding, let's get it on! Banks versus schools. Who do you think's going to win that one? In other news. Andy, we're rolling, man. It's just I hear them going crazy about the student loans. No, I don't like bailouts. I don't like the auto industry bailouts, the bank industry bailouts, the airlines, the savings and loans, everybody. Plus, one more thing, people. Student loans are not regulated like everything other loans, like payday loans used to be. And that's exactly how student loans are. They're like payday loans. Okay? They're actually like payday loans. I've seen loans compounded weekly, then monthly. That ain't right. 18%. Then once you, oh geez, it's a mess. Does it need to be fixed? Yeah. First of all, we need regulations for student loans, fixed interest, fixed payback plans. Quit bitching about interest being forgiven. It's not coming out of anybody's pocket. Read the bill. Also, last week, geez, man, Andy, God. Trump affidavits were released, the search warrant affidavits were released the last Thursday or Friday. I caught them on the fly, and it's heavily redacted. I mean, geez. If they could do any more redacting or whatever it's called, my God. I have questions. What we did learn was limited, but it kind of clarified, I guess, or whatever. There were 15 boxes. Okay, in the 15 boxes were 184 unique documents, whatever unique documents mean. Okay, of those unique documents, 67 were confidential, 92 were secret, and 25 were top secret. So evidently there's a secret and a top secret, and they actually, and then confidential is not a secret. It's just confidential. Then there's unique. Okay? The warrant, I mean, there were whole pages redacted that you were like, say what? A significant, this is a quote, number of civilian witnesses. Now, civilian witnesses are anyone who is not in the government, which would mean not Secret Service agents, not the former president or his cabinet, but his family, anybody that's in Mar-A-Lago. All these people are civilians now. The reasons that a lot of this stuff is redacted, they said, is for the safety and privacy for those involved, and it's an issue. And of course it's an issue. You know, if there was names on there, they'd be on social media right now. You know it, and I know it. The parties in question would not keep their mouth shut. Now, they broke down some of this, and in case you're wondering where this information is coming from, you can get all of this information on any major news site on their web. You can get it in the Department of Justice website, Washington Post, New York Times. It is everywhere, this affidavit. If you can't find it, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I can't avoid it. Some of this stuff now that didn't give us numbered was there was some documents that were marked SAP, S-A-P. That's the Special Access Program. That means that you got to go somewhere and like leave your wallet and your cell phone at the door and then go into a room and access these documents. They're highly sensitive. They don't want this stuff out. Some of this stuff was marked it's called HCS. It's called Human Intelligence Control. What that is names and locations of like special agents, covert actions, 007, I wonder if, Andy, you think they'd have 007 and 006 and W09, and the man from Uncle. However, this is like serious. Nobody in the civilian, they don't need to know who is undercover, what name they're using, and where they're at. I don't believe that a former president has any business having that information. So my question is this: if this is what the stuff says that they found, and this is only like, I think it's like 30% of the document we got to see, 30%. What are they not saying? Okay, the document says that these items were found locked up and or strewn about the basement with other personal items, thrown in boxes in the garage. In the basement, in the garage, the access areas. Mar-A-Lago is not a secure, locked-down place. Sure, it's a private club. Okay, because it's a private club, do you mean it has the same security as a government installation? I do not think that a golf course, private golf course, has the same security as a private government installation. I may be wrong, but pretty sure. I've been to golf courses. Lastly, the affidavit states that Trump and his lawyers said that everything was turned over in June, that they did not have any items, which is kind of a misleading statement, considering what was found in the search at Mar-A-Lago. So, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, if it can happen to the former president, it can happen to anybody. The FBI could just come in your house. I'm not really worried. I don't have a cache of secret documents and covert informers and who God knows what else sitting around, just thrown around my basement. Andy, we got any of this shit laying around the studio? Some confidential record? No. Wait. Ooh, little something for you after the show. No, I'm not worried about the feds coming to the studio here. I haven't said anything on a podcast that would cause them to come here. I don't think. Anyway, we'll see. Knock on wood. I just don't see it. So, the feds ain't coming to me. I don't have a basement full of documents. It's a story that is intriguing. It's a story that has all sorts of up and downs that we are far from knowing the whole truth yet. So let's just hang on, see what's going on, and by next week, maybe next Monday, I might know more. And I'm going to keep on it for you because I find it fascinating, especially after living through the Nixon administration and in high school when all of that happened. So, of course, now, wait a minute, hold the presses. Social media, the former president, he is melting down on Truth Social. Oh my God, it's a setup. Hillary, emails, Obama, documents. If you don't know, Truth Social is the social media platform owned by Donald Trump. And according to yesterday's Fox Business News, New York Times, and Washington Post, just yesterday, his social media platform is about ready to file for bankruptcy. By my next show, it will probably be in some kind of legal action. They owe millions and millions of dollars. And speaking of millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, our friend, your friend and mine, Kim Jong, the illustrious dictator leader of North Korea, has decided that he needs to build not one, not two, not even five, but 8. He needs to buy 8 mansions so that assassins cannot find him. Andy, I need an extra studio. I don't want to tell you why. While his country is North Korea has some of the worst human rights in the world. Hello, Afghanistan. Hello, Iraq. Hello, China. But still, I mean, they're starving. They're starving. What's he do? 8 mansions. 8. Oh, my God. You know what's good? We got a diversion coming. College football. NCAA. By the next time you see me, next Monday morning, we will have a whole full schedule of NCAA football. It will be fabulous. It started this last weekend. Saturday, I watched Nebraska get upset by Northwestern in Dublin, Ireland. They played in Dublin, Ireland. Big old stairs, cooler than shit. Nebraska's going in there, 14-point, favorite and shit. Got beat like 31-28 or something like that. It's like, oh my God. But it kicks off in earnest. All your programs, Colorado State is going to be at the big house. So we're going to warm up with the Colorado State Rams coming to the big house. Should be a nice thing. Jim Harbaugh came out Saturday. Maybe it was Sunday, ESPN yesterday, Andy, which said that he's going to start Cade back on there on Colorado State this Saturday, and J.J. McCarthy next Saturday, the week from that, for Hawaii, and then make his mind on who is going to be his starting quarterback. So Jim, as well as he did last year and got our hope up, he's still playing. You should know who your starting quarterback is going into game 1. Ukraine has continued to dominate the news, in my feed anyway, that and shootings. There's shootings everywhere. Shootings in restaurants, old folks' homes, concerts, malls, burger joints. It's ridiculous. But I can't even keep up with. By the time I would do a show on a news feed, 15 minutes later it'd be out of date. So Putin decided that he is conscripting, which is the draft, 140 to 200,000 more troops. This war has been costly. And of course, the people that are left in Russia already know, they know. The fighting now is centered and is continuing to be centered. One of the largest nuclear, in fact, it is the largest nuclear reactor in Europe. It is the big boy. If this got blown up, the fallout would be disastrous. It would make Chernobyl look like Child's Play. And I ain't talking about Chucky in Child's Play either. The reactors in Zaporizhzhia. Go figure. It's in a place that starts with a Z that's in Ukrainian, and I can't speak Ukrainian. It's the largest one in Europe. If it blows, the fallout's it'll come here. It will come here. Okay? It'll make Chernobyl look like it didn't happen. Locally, we had the art thing. We were not in town for that. I regret that. We're going to get the cameras out and go see what everybody painted. If anybody wants me to come to your place especially, shoot me a personal message on my Facebook page, on Pipewrench Peterson, on Facebook. Dogs And kids, this summer has been brutal. Why? It's been brutal. Just another little boy in Atlanta left in a 5-year-old left in outside in his car while his parents were taking the other kid in the school, and they got carried away, and next thing you know, they were there a couple hours, and dogs too. It's horrendous. Please, people, start paying attention. Remember to adopt, don't shop, or shop. Adopt, don't shop, adopt, make sure, spay and neuter. Andy, we good? We're good. So until next week, remember, Putin's got a hard on for us. He really does. So keep your duck and cover drills. Don't, New York, go inside. Anywhere else, just duck and cover. If you're in the garage working on the car, the missiles are coming, we'll hope that duck and cover. So until next week, thanks for coming on. Have a good rest of your Monday. Hope your team's on next Saturday win. Remember, it's everybody starts. Montana Grizzlies, Montana State Bobcats, Michigan Wolverines. All your favorite teams are on Saturday. Fox Sports has Penn State is on the road to Purdue, so watch it and get started going, everybody. Thanks.